Do you think you've seen the most extraordinary creations in the world of birds? Think again, because right now, tiny creatures with delicate wings are about to lead you into a world where nest building is not just an instinct for survival, but a masterpiece of intelligence, cooperation, and boundless love. Welcome to Tiny Wings Wonders, where every nest is living proof that life can be woven from patience, skill, and limitless creativity. Are you ready to be amazed? The journey begins now. Red-headed weaver, the scarlet artisan of the wild. With its fiery red head glowing like a coal against green foliage, the red-headed weaver stands out not just for its looks, but for its remarkable architectural flair. Unlike typical weaver birds, this species often builds its nest on rocky walls, rooftops, dead trees, or even utility poles. Its nests are spherical, woven from dry grass, plant roots, and even in scraps of nylon, seemingly fragile, yet impressively sturdy. The entrance always faces downward, forming a natural trapdoor to ward off predators. The male takes on the role of architect, choosing the site, gathering materials, and weaving every strand with precision. All this effort is for one goal: to impress a potential mate. If she's not convinced, the nest is abandoned, and he starts from scratch. With patience, skill, and artistic instinct, the red-headed weaver proves that even in the wild, true craftsmanship shines. White-tailed goldenthroat. Hidden deep within the dense shrubs of South America, the white-tailed goldenthroat, a tiny yet dazzling hummingbird, doesn't flaunt its nest, but stuns biologists with its minimalism and ingenious design. Their nest is no bigger than a lemon peel, shaped like a tiny cup, woven from spider silk, fine grasses, and soft plant fibers, lined with down for warmth. What's remarkable is its ability to stretch, thanks to the elasticity of the spider silk, as the chicks grow inside. The nest is usually suspended on low, leafy branches, gently swaying in filtered light and breeze, an ideal nursery for life to begin. Though barely larger than a thumb, this nest is nature's proof that simplicity, grace, and intelligent design often go hand in hand. Black and red broadbill. Hidden within the humid forests along Southeast Asia's rivers, the black and red broadbill, with its crimson plumage and turquoise bill, captures not only the eye, but the admiration of scientists for its extraordinary hanging nest design. Their nests are woven from moss, grass fibers, bark, and fine roots, dangling delicately from branches overhanging water, swaying gently with the breeze. The entrance sits lower than the main chamber, keeping the nest dry during rain and out of reach from many predators. Male and female birds work together, carefully threading each piece of material with precision. The nest site is chosen with purpose: cool airflow, soothing water sounds, and high inaccessibility combine into a perfect fusion of art and survival. The nest of the black and red broadbill proves that sometimes the most dreamlike beauty is born from the brilliance of instinct and design. Carmine bee eater. Amid the sun-scorched riverbanks and dusty cliffs of Africa, the carmine bee eater, a living ruby in flight, chooses the harshest places to build its home. With its long, chisel-like beak, it carves a tunnel up to 1.5 meters deep into steep earthen walls. At the end of this tunnel lies a small chamber, where the female lays her eggs and raises her chicks in cool, quiet darkness. safe from predators and the blazing heat. What's truly remarkable is their sense of community. Carmine bee eaters nest in large colonies, with hundreds of tunnels etched side by side into the cliff face, a lively neighborhood buzzing with vibrant feathers and cheerful calls, like a tiny city sculpted by wings. There are no twigs, no moss, just earth. Yet within this bare soil lies a fortress, hand-carved by persistence, precision, and survival instinct. A masterpiece where nature itself is shaped by love and flight. Woodpecker, the forest's master carpenter. No saws, no drills, just a beak like a hammer and rhythm like a machine. The woodpecker is nature's carpenter, chiseling into dead trees to create hidden, sturdy homes deep within the bark. Each nest is a vertical tunnel with a deep chamber at the bottom, softly lined with wood chips, naturally insulated and perfectly warm. Carving it takes days or even weeks, depending on the wood's hardness. Uniquely, woodpeckers build a fresh nest every breeding season to avoid parasites and keep things safe. Old nests, meanwhile, become communal treasures used by owls, starlings, and other forest dwellers. From the Americas to Asia, the woodpecker proves that with just a beak and persistence, nature can sculpt shelters as remarkable as any built by hand. Black-headed bulbul. Beneath the dense foliage of tropical forests, the black-headed bulbul, its glossy black head paired with a body as bright as morning sunlight, quietly builds one of the simplest yet most effective nests in nature. Its nest is a shallow cup, woven from dry grass, decaying leaves, roots, and bits of bark. The female chooses horizontal branches well covered by leaves, making the nest difficult to spot from above. Though unassuming, it's sturdy enough to shield eggs and chicks from harsh weather and lurking predators. Interestingly, black-headed bulbuls often nest near other bird species, a clever shared vigilance strategy that increases the chances of spotting threats early. It's a perfect example that in nature, wisdom can outshine grandeur. Southern masked weaver, the weaver of love in the treetops. With a beak like a sewing needle and fiery eyes behind a black mask, the southern masked weaver is the master craftsman of the African plains. The male weaves each nest alone, using fresh grass, every loop and knot crafted with astonishing precision. The nest is spherical, with a downward-facing entrance to block rain and ward off predators. But it's more than a home. It's a love offering. The female arrives to inspect every detail. If unimpressed, she leaves. The male starts over, tirelessly weaving again and again. Through passion and persistence, this bird transforms nest building into a romantic declaration among the wild branches. Long-tailed tit, the tiny weaver of the forest. Barely the size of a leaf, the long-tailed tit, a small bird found across Europe and Asia, possesses an astonishing talent for nest building. Their nests are round, pouch-like, hidden in shrubs or low branches, resembling something out of a woodland fairy tale. A single pair uses over 2,000 tiny materials, moss, feathers, roots, and spider silk, to weave a nest that's both elastic and strong. The outside is camouflaged with lichen, while the inside is luxuriously soft like a cozy pillow for the chicks. What makes this species even more special is its cooperative spirit. Non-breeding members often help raise the young of others, forming a true avian commune where family extends beyond blood. A tiny nest, a united flock. Long-tailed tits are not just skilled architects, but symbols of kinship and selflessness in the natural world. European bee eater, the burrow builder, beneath the sky. Dressed in dazzling colors like a living painting, the European bee eater doesn't nest in trees, but digs tunnels underground. It chooses soft riverbanks or cliff edges, then uses its beak and feet to carve a narrow tunnel up to 2 meters long, ending in a cozy nesting chamber. Though it belongs to the skies, this bird opts for safety and seclusion below the surface. The nest stays cool, quiet, and out of reach from most predators, perfect for raising its young. Amid a world of color and flight, the bee-eater quietly proves that even beneath the ground, brilliance takes wing through instinct, adaptation, and grace. Red-rumped cacique. Deep in the lush South American rainforests, the red-rumped cacique stands out with its striking red rump and bell-like calls echoing through the canopy. But what truly sets this bird apart is its talent for building entire nest villages, suspended high in the trees, a brilliant model of communal survival. Each nest is teardrop-shaped, up to 60 centimeters long, meticulously woven from dry grass and plant fibers, hanging in clusters like aerial apartments. The female handles the construction, choosing high, strategic branches near other nests to form a protective network against predators. What's remarkable is that while each pair raises its own chicks, the colony remains alert together, helping to spot danger and ward off threats. The red-rumped cacique is living proof that sometimes nature's greatest strength lies in unity, and even nests can become a symbol of community and clever survival. Penduline tit, the tiny artisan of the forest canopy. Small, quiet, yet incredibly skilled. The penduline tit is nature's very own bag-weaving artist. Its nest isn't just a shelter, but a masterpiece suspended from the tip of a branch, crafted from spider silk, plant fibers, and down feathers, like a handmade purse swaying in the wind. But here's the twist. The nest comes with a fake entrance. Yes, this bird doesn't just build, it deceives. While the real entrance is cleverly hidden behind a sealed flap that blends into the nest, the decoy door misleads predators, making them give up before they find a way in. Typically, the male begins the nest alone, hoping to impress a mate. Once accepted, the female joins in to finish the intricate design. Soft feathers are delicately woven into the inner walls, like embroidery, creating a nest that's warm, gentle, and full of artistry. In the wild, a penduline tit's nest is like a piece of couture, one of a kind, meticulous, and a brilliant blend of beauty, craftsmanship, and survival strategy. Ovenbird, the tiny potter of the wild. No twigs, no leaves. Ovenbirds choose the most unlikely material, mud. With their tiny beaks and tireless feet, these birds sculpt their nests like miniature clay ovens. Built atop tree branches, wooden posts, or dense shrubs, the nest has a domed roof and a soft curving entrance. Once dried, it hardens like terracotta, weatherproof and secure for their eggs and chicks. No two nests are ever the same. Each one is a limited edition, reflecting the personality of the parent pair. The creativity and craftsmanship of the ovenbird are astonishing. True ceramic artists of the wild, shaping shelters from earth and instinct. sociable weaver, the architects of the savanna. Beneath the blazing African sun, the sociable weaver builds a structure that stuns the animal kingdom. A giant nest hanging like an aerial apartment complex. Woven from dry grass and twigs, it houses over 100 pairs of birds, each family with its own private chamber. Its two-tiered design keeps the top warm at night and the bottom cool during the heat of day. These nests can last for decades, even sheltering other birds and creatures along the way. No ego, no extravagance, just shared survival. The sociable weaver's nest is a symbol of community, resilience, and brilliant adaptation amid a harsh, open world. Red-browed finch. Hidden among low shrubs and dense grasses in Australia, the red-browed finch, distinguished by its bright red eyebrow stripe, quietly showcases its delicate nest-building skills. Rather than choosing tall trees or deep cavities, these finches select the simplest locations, thick grass at the forest edge. Their nests are oval-shaped, with a side entrance, crafted from dry grass, plant roots, and lined with soft feathers to create a warm haven for their chicks. Often built just a few meters above ground, their nests blend seamlessly into the vegetation, offering protection through camouflage. Despite their tiny size, the nests are surprisingly sturdy, holding up well against wind and light rain, a minimalist structure that's remarkably effective. Simple yet clever, the red-browed finch proves that in nature, beauty and safety don't require grandeur, just instinct, adaptation, and a touch of artistry. Puffin, the coastal engineer with a natural smile. With its vibrant beak and waddling charm, the puffin looks like the clown of the sea. But beneath that playful look is a master tunnel builder. Puffins don't nest in trees or on rocks. They dig burrows up to 1-2 meters deep into soft coastal cliffs. Each burrow is carefully chosen, safe from tides, well ventilated, and facing the sea to catch the cool breeze. Inside, it's lined with dry grass and soft feathers, turned into a warm cradle for their egg and chick. Every breeding season, puffins return to the same burrow year after year, a familiar home in the heart of the roaring ocean. In a world of crashing waves, their nest stands as a symbol of loyalty, resilience, and remarkable intelligence. Red-breasted parakeet. Unlike many birds that build their own nests, the red-breasted parakeet is known for its brilliant occupation skills. Rather than constructing from scratch, they cleverly claim abandoned tree hollows, often old woodpecker nests or natural cavities, and transform them into cozy homes. Though they don't dig or weave, these parakeets carefully line the interior with twigs and wood dust, ensuring comfort and protection for their eggs and chicks. What makes them unique is their social nesting style. Multiple pairs often settle on the same tree, creating a lively neighborhood filled with chatter and colorful feathers. During breeding season, both male and female take turns guarding, feeding, and raising the chicks. Beneath the forest canopy, their vivid red heads peek out from leafy hollows like splashes of color in a living painting. The red-breasted parakeet may not be a master builder, but it's a master caretaker, proving that intelligence and connection can be the greatest architecture of all. Flamingo, the mud sculptor of salt lakes. In sun-scorched salt lakes where no trees grow, the graceful flamingo quietly builds sculpted nests of mud and mineral ash. Each cone-shaped mound stands about 30 centimeters tall, just enough to lift its precious egg above the blazing ground and shallow water. No roof, No walls, just simple, sturdy elegance. Each pair crafts its own nest side by side, forming a vast pink city on the barren flats. In a world bleached by salt and scorched by heat, the flamingo's nest stands as a symbol of perfect adaptation, where beauty, calculation, and survival come together in delicate harmony. Malleefowl, the master of earth ovens. Deep in the arid woodlands of Australia, the malleefowl quietly builds one of the most unique nests in the bird world. Not in trees, but in the ground. This elusive bird doesn't just lay eggs, it engineers a natural incubator using soil, sand, and decaying leaves. The male malleefowl spends months building a massive mound that can be over a meter high and several meters wide. Inside, he carefully buries the eggs and constantly monitors the temperature by sticking his beak into the mound like a living thermometer. If it's too hot, he scrapes away the top layer. Too cold? He adds more insulating material. This passive solar incubator keeps the eggs warm without any brooding. When the chicks hatch, they dig their way out and begin life completely independent. No parental care at all. The malleefowl may look unassuming, but it's a true environmental engineer, blending instinct, patience, and architectural genius into a mound that breathes with life. Vogelkop bowerbird, the installation artist of the rainforest. Deep within the lush rainforests of Papua lives a small bird with the soul of a true artist, the Vogelkop bowerbird. He doesn't fight for a mate, nor sing loud songs to impress. Instead, he builds with creativity, patience, and imagination. His nest, or more precisely his bower, isn't for living. It's a stage, an exhibition hall, painstakingly crafted to win a mate's heart. It begins with choosing the perfect forest clearing where soft sunlight filters through the canopy. Then he builds a delicate arch from fine twigs, curved like a woodland wedding aisle. Next comes the meticulous decorating. Bright berries, flower petals, seashells, even bottle caps and bits of plastic. All are carefully sorted and arranged by color and shape. Blue items on one side, round objects on the other. Nothing is random. Every placement has a purpose. When the female visits, she studies the light, the layout, the elegance in every detail. Then the male performs his final act, a flamboyant dance full of confidence and charm beside his masterpiece. If she isn't impressed, he adjusts the scene, rearranging items, changing the color theme, or even tearing everything down to start again. For the Vogelkop bowerbird, love is an art, one that demands endless reinvention. Penguin, survival engineers of the ice. In the freezing wilderness of Antarctica, where icy winds rain and snow blankets the earth, penguins don't build nests with twigs or leaves, but with tiny pebbles. Rare treasures in this harsh land. Male penguins start their nest by carefully collecting and arranging small stones into a circular mound. These pebbles keep the egg elevated above the frozen ground, insulating it from the wet and cold. But for emperor penguins, the nest is even more extraordinary. It's the father's own body. After receiving the egg from the female, the male balances it on his feet, covering it with a flap of skin. He then stands motionless in brutal winter storms for over 2 months, without food or shelter, waiting for the chick to hatch. No roof, no walls, just unwavering dedication. The penguin's nest is a symbol of adaptation, resilience, and the incredible bond of parenthood in one of Earth's most unforgiving environments. great hornbill, the silent guardian of the rainforest. Deep in the dense rainforests of Southeast Asia, the powerful wing beats of a giant echo through the canopy. The great hornbill, a bird not only known for its vibrant casque, but for a heart so selfless, even nature pauses in reverence. When breeding season arrives, the female retreats into a hollow tree. Then, using mud, leaves, mashed fruit, and even her own feathers, she seals herself inside, leaving just a tiny slit for the male to pass food through day after day. Throughout the nesting period, she remains sealed in, completely dependent on her partner outside. The male becomes a silent sentinel, foraging tirelessly, bringing food, and standing guard against predators. Out there, he flies tens of kilometers daily, delivering bits of fruit and insects through that narrow slit. Sometimes he's so exhausted and hungry he can barely stay aloft. Yet still, he feeds his mate and chicks first. No one commands him to do it, but he does. Again and again. And then one day when the chick's first call breaks the silence, that mud wall is torn open. The family takes flight together, a triumphant return to the green world. This isn't just a nest. It's a masterpiece of love, sacrifice, and survival, one no architect could ever design. Black-legged kittiwake. Along the sheer sea cliffs of Europe and the Arctic, where even humans tread with caution, the black-legged kittiwake dares to build its nest on the narrowest ledges, turning danger into home. Their nests are simple, chiseled bowls, crafted from seaweed, moss, and dried droppings that help glue everything firmly to the rock. Despite pounding waves, howling winds, and cold rain, the nests cling to the cliff as if they were part of the stone itself. Astonishingly, hundreds of pairs often nest side by side on the same cliff wall. No chaos, no quarrels. Each nest becomes a sky-high apartment where devoted parents take turns guarding the eggs and raising their chicks. The black-legged kittiwake proves that with precision, balance, and unity, even the harshest edges of the earth can become a haven in the storm. Stork, fortress in the sky. Perched atop tall trees or lone utility poles across Europe, Africa, and Asia, the stork's nest stands like a fortress of nature, massive, enduring, and crafted with astonishing patience. Though graceful in flight, the stork is a meticulous builder. Its nest can span nearly 2 meters, made from thick branches, roots, dry grass, and even wires or trash. Despite its rough look, the structure is solid, lasting for years, and reused each breeding season. Male and female storks work together, reinforcing and lining the nest with leaves and feathers to protect their eggs. Some nests endure for decades, passed down through generations, even becoming apartment blocks shared with other bird species. In the avian world, the stork is not just a symbol of elegance, but a quiet master of enduring love and sky-high architecture. Cactus ferruginous pygmy owl. In the dry, sun-scorched deserts of North America, this tiny owl, barely bigger than a fist, has chosen the most unexpected home, inside towering cacti. Instead of building their own nests, they cleverly reuse natural cavities carved by woodpeckers in saguaro cacti or mesquite trees. These elevated spiny shelters form a perfect fortress, shielding the nest from predators. Though small, the pygmy owl is fiercely brave. The mother will launch fearless attacks on much larger birds if her nest is threatened. To her, the nest is more than just shelter. It's a life-guarding stronghold where chicks grow up amid blazing heat and sharp thorns, learning what it takes to survive. Baya weaver, nature's patient architect. Amidst the vast grassy plains, as the first drops of the rainy season begin to fall, the male Baya weavers embark on their building season. Unlike any other bird species, the Baya weaver doesn't just build a nest to live in. They turn the act into a performance of precision, aesthetics, and passion. Each male selects a high, sturdy branch bathed in warm sunlight, far from the reach of lurking predators. And from there, the tireless journey begins. With their small beaks, the males collect long, flexible, and durable strands of grass, the perfect material to weave a delicate, teardrop-shaped nest. The nest's entrance is designed with a long, narrow neck, like a slender tube leading to the egg chamber below, serving both as a shield against harsh weather and a clever defense mechanism against predators. Every knot, every twist, is calculated with care. There's no room for error. As the nest nears completion, the female flies in, inspecting every detail with sharp eyes. If the structure doesn't meet her standards or lacks beauty, she will reject it and fly away. The male then takes the entire nest apart and starts again, from scratch. Some males may build 3 or even 4 nests before gaining the approval of a mate. But for the Baya weaver, true artistry doesn't come from haste. It is born of unshakable patience. Each nest dangling gently from the high branches is more than just a home. It is a silent love letter to the future, where life will blossom from wings woven of craftsmanship and devotion. Great crested grebe. They don't nest in trees, nor do they dig into the earth. The great crested grebe takes a completely different approach, crafting a floating nest that drifts gently atop calm lakes. When breeding season arrives, the male and female work together to gather aquatic grass, decaying vegetation, and floating debris to weave a circular raft nest. It floats effortlessly on the surface like a tiny island. Thanks to the weight and texture of the materials, the nest can self-adjust to stay stable and resist drifting or sinking. While the female incubates the eggs, the male keeps watch and regularly adds fresh lining to the nest. When the chicks hatch, they don't swim immediately. Instead, they're tucked under their parents' back feathers, kept warm, dry, and safe from predators like fish or raptors. No roots, no branches. And yet the great crested grebe's nest is a floating marvel. It's a gentle cradle of life where harmony, clever design, and delicate teamwork create one of nature's most peaceful nurseries. Oriental dwarf kingfisher, a tiny masterpiece beneath the earth. No bigger than a thumb, this rainbow-colored kingfisher builds a nest so ingenious, even larger birds would be impressed. Instead of trees or riverbanks like its relatives, the Oriental dwarf kingfisher carves into vertical earthen walls deep within the rainforest, digging tunnels up to 50 centimeters long that lead to a warm nesting chamber. Hidden underground, the nest stays at a stable temperature, safe from harsh sun and predators. These birds often choose spots near waterfalls or streams, where humidity and flowing water keep the nest cool and calm. No moss, no grass, just a sculpted hollow in the earth. A quiet masterpiece of survival, carved with precision and purpose. Proof that greatness doesn't need size, just vision, instinct, and care. Bald eagle, sky architect of the American wild. Majestic in flight, the bald eagle is not only a national symbol of the United States, it's also the builder of the largest bird nests in the world. Perched atop towering trees, Their nests can span over 2 meters wide and weigh up to a ton, big enough for a grown adult to lie inside. Meticulously layered with branches, moss, and grass, the nest grows year after year as eagles return each breeding season, restoring and expanding their sky castle. Strong, loyal, and commanding, each nest is a powerful symbol of partnership, patience, and engineering genius, soaring above the wild. Olive-backed sunbird, a tiny engineer in everyday life. No bigger than a thumb, the olive-backed sunbird weaves one of the most delicate and graceful nests in the avian world. Instead of tall trees, they hang their nests on soft, drooping branches, power lines, or even clotheslines, places out of predators' reach, yet kissed by breeze and light. Shaped like a teardrop, the nest measures 15-25 centimeters, crafted from dry grass, spider silk, roots, even scraps of paper and plastic, woven and stitched like embroidery suspended in air. A crescent-shaped canopy shields the nest's entrance from rain and sun. While the female guards and nurtures the chicks, the male tirelessly gathers food. Though often found near humans, this humble nest remains a masterpiece of instinct, design, and sacred motherhood. Proof that even the smallest birds build with heart and brilliance. Montezuma oropendula, the swaying nests in the sky. Amidst the lush tropical rainforests of Central America, a small creature quietly creates masterpieces that seem to float mid-air. The Montezuma oropendula, a bird whose nest-building talent earns admiration from all of nature. Each breeding season, the male begins crafting multiple nests, like long woven baskets nearly 2 meters in length, made from soft, flexible plant fibers. These nests hang from the very tips of the thinnest branches, places predators dare not reach. Their design is not only beautiful, but brilliant. The long, narrow neck shields against rain and sun, while the body gently sways like a cradle, suspended in the sky. For the Montezuma oropendula, a nest is more than a shelter. It's a captivating invitation sent to potential mates. When a female arrives, it's not just appearance she evaluates. It's the nest's craftsmanship and safety that win her approval. If satisfied, she stays and lays her eggs. If not, the male returns to work, building again. Tireless, determined, undeterred. What's magical is how the chicks grow up in these swaying nests, learning to balance, to move with the wind, even before they can fly. Each nest becomes a first classroom in the sky, a symbol of creativity, resilience, and the quiet brilliance of a small but remarkable bird. If you believe these living masterpieces deserve to be shared with the world, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Tiny Wings Wonders to keep uncovering the hidden marvels of our planet.